On this podcast episode, the teens of the Macon-Bibb County Teen Communications Program are interviewing Dr. Carlos Chapman II via telephone. Stay locked in and hear what the teens are interested in asking Dr. Chapman, and don't miss the end, where they'll share their takeaways from the conversation.
Expressed in this podcast are those of the teens speaking and do not reflect the official views of Macon-Bibb County government or the Macon-Bibb County Recreation Department. This podcast is meant to be a fun, creative space where young minds can grow, learn, and say stuff like facts and no cap without getting side-eye by grown folks. So sit back, relax, and remember, we're just out here developing skills, not government policy.
Welcome to another TCP episode, and I'm Kayla, a now 9th grader, and I'm here with my co-host.
My name is Azariah Dion, and I'm in 9th grade too.
My name is Gianna, and I'm going into 9th grade.
My name is Jalaric Rice, and I'm going into 10th grade.
And we're going to be interviewing a special guest today. Oh, is he going to say something?
Special guest, you can talk now.
Oh, go ahead, special guest.
Yes, hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Carlos Chapman. I am an assistant professor of sociology at Grambling State University. I also have a background experience within the field of public health, as well as nursing background. Currently at Grambling, I teach sociology instructional courses, as well as do various health research initiatives around health disparities and rural and underserved communities.
Oh, well, it's very nice to meet you. I just want to ask a few questions. So my first question is, I heard that you're an assistant principal for a university.
Yes, I am. So it's not a principal, but assistant professor.
Oh, assistant professor. I'm so sorry. So, what's the difference between like a freshman in high school versus a freshman in college?
I would say there is a difference on as far as the educational level, but there's really not a difference as far as matriculating to freshman to high school versus a freshman in college. So you're still trying, as a freshman, you're trying to find your way of understanding how the school system works, what you need to do, how do you need to find your classes or even the structure and find management for your courses. With that, it could be new faces outside of the school academic itself. You can also have some fine times on trying to make new friends, meet new people, as well as getting to know your teachers, right, and becoming comfortable to where you can succeed.
Mr. Chapman, how was it attending Morehouse University?
So Morehouse School of Medicine. So Morehouse School of Medicine, and I attended Morehouse School of Medicine, attaining my master's in public health. And so from my give a little historical background or college experience. So undergraduate studies was at Columbus State University for a bachelor's in health science, and so attending a school of medicine, a medical school, to attain my master's, it was a unique experience for me. Initially, growing up, I had intentions of wanting to become a medical doctor and work on the clinical side of medicine. However, being able to take more classes within the community health area, as well as working as a nurse, I found more of my interest and passion going towards preventative action more so than treatment. And so with that, being able to come across that Morehouse School of Medicine had a master's in public health program that allowed me to advance more into how to do more community health initiatives and do more health-related work within communities itself. And so just my experience there, I say it was unique, but my experience there was being able to collaborate and work along with other peers who were either pursuing a doctorate of medicine or becoming a biomedical scientist, as well as other former classmates who are public health practitioners, of us working together to advance health equity or address certain health issues that are relevant to our communities.
Okay. Well, good afternoon, Mr. Chapman. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I wanted to ask you, what was your background before you started studying and stuff? Like, where did you grow up at?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm originally from Jacksonville, Florida, but I grew up along with brothers and mom, extended family in Coffee County, Douglas, Georgia, rural area, country, down south, South Georgia. And so growing up in the rural community, our community for us, it was new, transitioning from the city or the urban life to a more calm and rural like a country area was eye-opening for me. But however, I did enjoy the experience of being able to grow up there in the country, make new friends, and as well as really come out to be successful in finishing high school and having some great accomplishments.
Okay, that sounds nice. So I mean, coming from a rural area, what type of
Hmm.
I know that there wasn't like as much like activities into like, medicine, all type of that. So what got you
Hmm.
interested in that type of stuff? Coming from a
Yep.
place.
Yeah, absolutely. So background wise, I do come from a family of nurses or that worked as surgical tech nurses. And so I always had this idea of mindset, even growing up, of thinking of that we all have to work in society, right? Or have to work,
Mm-hmm.
have a job. And so with that, I would hear people like, oh, I hate my job or I hate this. So that was one of my inspirations to push myself to say, I want to be able to obtain work that I enjoy doing or going to. Like I say, I enjoy my job. And to this day, I actually have enjoyed all of my jobs that I've had in the past as well as currently. And so just being able to see family working in the healthcare field as a nurse in clinical or hospital, as well as me being able to get exposure to it early on in high school through a dual prep program, a tech program from high school, being able to work as a certified nursing assistant. And coming out of high school with that and being able to start working in the hospital and then being able to go off to college and expand upon that working in the family medicine, internal medicine practice of being able to gain more experience. And so from there, just continue to grow and gain to where it's been in the clinical aspect as well as being able to work as a contractor at times for the federal government with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, being able to see more of not just on the clinical health side of that, but also on the other side of when it comes to policies and having those and being able to contribute towards initiatives and decisions that impacts the resources that are allocated to communities that most need. Particularly, I'm passionate more so about the rural areas like South Georgia or even the area that I'm in, which is a great fit to tie in to really identify the needs for such communities.
Thank you for that.
Hello. I
Hello.
was just wondering, how many total years of college did you have to go to get to where you are now? And like in between those years, was there any like moment of time where you felt like you no longer wanted to do this?
Yeah, so I always say I spent about most of my life in school and I got the other half of my life left, but it's about 30 some plus years. And so when it comes to after high school, you got four years at minimum for your undergraduate studies. And then going and obtain your master's, that's another year or two. So that'd be 6 or 7. And then for your doctorate, that'd be an additional 4 years. And so depending on what type of doctorate that you're going to go for, you'd be interested in. For me, it was a PhD, Doctor of Philosophy. And so those programs typically run between 4 minimum to 5 or 7. So, but if you're going for like a medical doctorate, then that's 4 plus your 2 years of 2 years of residency, internship practice, and of course from there your fellowship opportunities. And so you can spend quite a bit of your time, at least 12 to 15 years of going to get your doctorate.
Wow.
And so did I have any lapse in it though, or an interest? I didn't. I think one of the challenges for me was really, again, when I say I transit or found my interest changing from wanting to go to medical school, become a medical doctor, and then finding more inspirational passion towards the community health part of that. And so being able to just kind of undecided, maybe finishing up my undergraduate years, and before going into my master's, I did question whether I was in the right major, which I initially started as a biology pre-med major in undergrad, and then found health science and transferred over to health science pre-med. So that made my uncertainty more clear for me at that time. But other than that, not at all.
I'm impressed by your dedication.
What age did you start all of this?
What age did I start? So high school finished about 17, 18, I think, and then I finished undergrad in 2007. Finished high school 2002, undergrad in 2007. And then my master's, I went immediately after that. That was 2 years. That's a 2-year program. And so I would say there was a time where I did sit out some between my master's and going for my doctorate, where I did work for about 5 years, and I realized that I was past my own goal aspiration, that I should have been pursuing my doctorate. But I wasn't. Also, it was just due to me gaining more experience working for the CDC and other federal health agencies at that time to build that experience. And I was caught up in the moment of that. Oh, hey, I need this doctorate.
I just had to add on to. Oh, I'm so sorry. Was you gonna say something?
Oh yeah, no. I was just gonna say, then just for my my experience at getting my PhD, or the years of experience for PhD wise, was a 5-year for me. 5 years for me.
Oh, okay. But I had to really add on to what Jaleric had asked about those multiple years that you have done in college, because I personally want to go to college. So how did you maintain your social well-being, and did you ever get like burnt out?
That's a good one.
I always say, well, going to college, and like I said, it's eye-opening and new faces, and trying to find yourself there. So when you come in as a freshman, the university does offer opportunities for incoming new students to have orientation, where before everyone else on the campus returns, freshmen get the opportunity to connect with one another, especially get the experience of staying on campus at least your first semester or year, I recommend. So you can be able to meet who your other fellow peers will be, regardless of what major you have. But being able to have that on-campus living experience would definitely help with you with the process there. Also, being able to join organizations. And so they have organization fairs that let you know what organizations are on campus, as well as within the community. And then find the ones that align with what you believe is a right fit for you, right? Or that aligns with what goes with your agenda of while you're going through college or your studies, or even gaining for your career aspirations. So for me, one of the main things was becoming a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and having an opportunity to pledge a fraternity at that time, being able to gain even more than just the college friends that I was already making, but to gain even the brotherhood, extended family through the fraternity, and that really helped a lot for me to have friends and have a support circle that's needed there. And as well as, don't be afraid to get to know your professors and find at least one or two that you can see that you can connect with and establish a mentor-mentee relationship with, and that can also help you through the academic process, or even be of additional support for you on the side, you know what I'm saying, and help you navigate where you're trying to get to.
Thank you for that again, to be honest.
Yeah.
I actually had a question to add on to Kayla. Like, what would you say the pros and cons of studying health and stuff? Because I actually want to study to be a doctor or a lawyer.
A doctoral lawyer. All right. So I would say, so my degree, my PhD, my doctorate is in sociology. And so in sociology, my specializations are areas of expertise falls within medical sociology and criminology. And so when it comes to the health component of that, no matter you say your interest is in law, you can look at health or law or policies that are health related, meaning that we could see how or look at the inequities or the inequalities that exist on how some communities or groups of people are less likely having access to receive health services or resources. And so as a lawyer, you can be able to fight for those policy changes and to be able to make sure that resources are being allocated towards those groups of needs, to be able to help establish policy. So I think that's a great look. And I'll also just do a plug. I think you should make sure you pick up some minor studying in sociology so you can understand how those processes work, along with obtaining your law experience or expertise.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
What is it like being a professor at Grambling State University, and how does it feel being a professor?
Absolutely. I actually enjoy professorship. It's something that I wanted to do, or it's one in addition to continuing to work for the government, and able to be part of the policy change or be a voice at the table of doing the work, but also being able to give back to younger students or younger generations of sharing the knowledge and experience that I've gained and had. And so being able to be in the classroom is a joy, especially where I'm not a traditional type of lecturer of where you go to a class and you just listen to the teacher or instructor talk the whole time. I like to motivate and encourage students to really speak and use their voice, and especially when it comes to sociology courses, that we all have perspectives or ideas, and it's okay to speak freely, and we have thoughts. It's okay to agree to disagree. And so with that, I really get passionate when I see students really engaged in the lesson, or asking questions, or constantly coming to my office or emailing me or calling, inquiring what more opportunities are available, or being able to get more clarity on concepts or lessons that they might need more understanding or clarity on. And so those who are putting in the work, and then being able to see those who finish at graduation, just even more so recently this past spring, really brought tears of joy to me of how far they have come along from their freshman year, starting up, and whenever they started at Grambling, to seeing them at graduation making it. So I've seen them through the tears, the stresses of not only just from my class, but from other instructors, and hearing their vent, their frustrations, and being able to overcome those challenges, and whether it be in personal life or school wise, and just being a part of that, and just how they students share their value and appreciation in what I have been able to do for them on my part.
I have. What kind of professor would you say you are? Like, are you like the strict kind, or like somebody that your students would like know for a fact that they could be like really comfortable with you?
Yeah, majority of my students are comfortable with me. I'm at a point to where I try to meet students where they are. And so I open up, like, even if they're new to campus, and I teach some intro courses that has a lot of freshmen coming in. And so I let them know that I'm not strict, that I do have an open door policy. They have access on how to reach me, whether it be the office, coming to my office, or if they need to call or text or whatnot, they know how to reach me. And even outside, if they see me outside the university, at community events or whatnot, they're comfortable with speaking, And so the funny thing is, even in classes, and students, they always make jokes about, hey, you gonna come out to this the college party with us? And I say, none of you there. But they do come to me, and they keep me informed of events, activities that's going on. I do my best to support the on-campus events for them, as well as if they are part of getting an award from an organization, or they're becoming a member of a fraternity or sorority. I had students who say, "Hey, Dr. Chapman, I want to make sure, I want you to come out and support me," and I do that. And so it brings joy to know that they can come to me, or even some of them surprise me with like, "Hey, we know you like M&Ms, so I got you some M&Ms," But we have the understanding of that I can meet them where they are, how, and at the same time they know I hold them accountable for their schoolwork, and they understand, and that's the important part of that. What I do or what I share or how I hold them accountable for, hey, you missed an assignment, and no, you don't have a valid excuse, but you go learn from this, right? And so pushing them to motivate them to like, hey, yes, we have a good rapport, but also make sure you are living up to the standard of excellence that's defined by Grambling, or even just your own individualistic self on how you want to see yourself and where you want to be at.
That seems like a nice teacher.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly love when, like, teachers, they can maintain, like, they can be professional, but they can also be relatable.
Yeah.
So my thing is, like, I definitely believe when it comes to, like, learning, a teacher really needs to, catch the student's attention to want them to actually learn and educate themselves on the topic that you teach. So how do you still make them feel like you're still their teacher, but you're also their friend too?
Yeah, so there's a balance and a thin balance between there. So when it comes to the class, so most students come into class shy, and this could be face to face, or this can also be online. And I would say one of the challenges is the online interactions. But one thing that does work for me now, and I inform them ahead of time, is that I will call on you. So I get them thinking. So they might be sitting in the back, or they might be thinking it's in the middle, and I'm not going to call them, but I call names. We do roll call, and then I have the roll list with me. So as we're talking, if I ask for examples, I'm like, "Oh, hey, Sherry, what's your thoughts on this?" Sometimes it catches them off guard, but I have gotten feedback from them in evaluations that they appreciate me bringing them out the comfort shell and making them speak. Because again, I want to make the class and the learning interactive and engaging. So it's not just me, or you're just hearing my own thoughts and perspectives, but everyone has thoughts, especially when it comes to the social science courses. You have a right to your own views and perspectives, and that's just overall general in college wise. That's what you go to college for. So from a high school, you will see that you listen to the teacher, but for college, you have a mind and you're able to speak and express yourself more so. Okay, and so with that, they get that, and I extend that, hey, if you need me after class, or if you need to reach me, feel free, and I'll stay after class, or as well as how I maintain that friendship, or they ask, hey, can I come by your office? And sometimes they just pop up and say, hey, I'm just stopping by to say, hey, Dr. Chapman. All right, cool.
So also to add on to that, how do you hook like your students? Like, is it just by like, calling on them and asking questions on the thing, or is something more than that?
It's a little more than that. So I encourage them to read, and I try to get students engaged or involved by letting them know that this is your investment. Like, so I get it. Like, yeah, we all went to high school and say, oh, I don't want to go to school today. I don't want to do this. But in college, you should be interested, because you're advancing yourself. You're developing yourself more so into the area that you want to aspire to be. Plus, you're paying into the system. So you want to invest in yourself and take time to do that. So I encourage students to find courses that engages you, that captures your attention. So don't just pick up any class, a regular class, and then also find teachers that are don't always try to run from, or you can't run from courses that you have to take. And then when it comes to, students get me all the time when it comes to, well, what teacher should I take? It shouldn't matter what teacher you take, but you want to challenge yourself. And so then as a professor, I challenge them. I go over the material concepts that I think that needs to be covered, but when it comes to hearing their thoughts or their examples from those discussions, that's why I encourage them to call on them to speak, or as well as engage them through the radio show or other activities that we do in our department. as well as something activities called aha moments. And a lot of students are like, you on media all the time, but a lot of times they be like, oh, I don't watch the news or TV or surroundings. So to keep them up to date on what's going on currently and how, and just relate the content to real world experiences on how it relates to you as an individual or how it impacts what your career aspirations may be.
You had said earlier that you come from a line of nurses and stuff, so I was wondering if you felt like you had to be a nurse or study this because the rest of your family did it, or if you actually wanted to do it.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that I had to do it, but it's just in thinking and thought and growing up of that, what do I want to do? And so even in high school, we had courses of what do you want to be when you grow up? What career do you want? And so out of the options of exploring at that time, I was just always big on doing something health related. So we know we have health, we know we have law, policy, we know we have education, educator wise, which a part of me, I am an educator now. So it is always, the health part has always been a part, and whether it be in the clinical part of that, or even now more so, I'm more passionate on the prevention part of that. And so even with building your career, don't just limit yourself. So I think for one of you, you all say you want to go into law-wise. And so with that, don't just limit yourself to just law only. Diversify yourself in that, hey, I got a law background, I got some study or experience courses in health wise, as well as I also in psych. So build your career to where you could be your own fit, to where you can say, hey, I'm diverse, versed in many skill areas, and it's not just limited to just one area or aspect.
Thank you. I also wanted to ask, what was the pros and cons of you teaching?
Pros and cons of teaching. So a con might be the pay for it. So education, or if you're familiar, people don't want to go into education because of the pay. But you have to have a passion for it, and you can see the drive in some teachers throughout on whether they lost their passion or they're either fairly new or they remain passionate for what they do. And like I said, that passion comes from the inspiration of seeing the success of students, or seeing how students are engaged in learning the course material. And so the pros would be to being able to, the pros would be being able to feel like that you are making an impact, that you are making the difference in lives, and it feels good on the inside of you for what you are doing, how you're doing it, and then of course networking, connections, and being able to help solve the challenges that others before you may have had a time or may not have been able to, but that's your time. Now it's your chance to contribute and make a difference.
I have a very, very, very realistic question. Because my grandmother was a teacher. Do you give your kids homework?
If you have your best to.
But so in college.
Oh.
He disconnected.
Oh. Well, he disconnected.
We're having some
on
technical
accident.
difficulties.
He's gonna be coming back in a second.
All right. He's back.
Okay. Hello?
Welcome
Did you hang
back.
up?
Welcome back.
Okay. All right. But yeah, so I was saying though, in college, you always have homework. There's always homework in college. Now, high school, that's different to where, they can give you homework so you don't have homework. But in college, you should always be studying. So for every course you have, you should be putting in about 3 hours per week per each course that you have. So with that, when they say you always have homework, I don't call it homework, or college professors, we don't call it homework, but you do have assignments that you need to complete. So you have deadlines. So that's one of the things that as a student that you need to make sure that you manage your time wisely. That, hey, I know I got this research paper that's going to be due in 2 weeks, and it's already there. So let me manage my time on how I get that done over the 2 weeks. You have many students who are procrastinators and wait to the very last minute and stay up all night.
Like me.
Turn the paper. I've been one of those before. Sometimes procrastinators, it works in your advantage or favor, but for some, they need the early start. So for me, I tell students like, especially if it's an online class, you have all your assignments and everything available to you right then. So there's no excuse for you not to get it done. But homework might be that you have chapter quizzes from your readings that you have to do. Okay, and again, all of these assignments or quizzes, you have due dates on them that you're already aware of. So I would say your syllabus that you receive for each course, that's your guide. Whatever is stated in the syllabus is what you follow by.
Yeah, so I just wanted to thank you, for answering our questions. It really means a lot to us. But I think this is the time we should end it. I don't even mean it in a rude way either. But it was really nice meeting you though.
It was.
Can we give a round of applause?
It was a pleasure, and I appreciate you all giving me the time to speak with you all. And if I could be of any other assistance and support going forward,
You really did.
just let me know, and I'll be around.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a great evening.
You too.
You too.
That was fun.
Hey, I'm back, and I'm Kayla, and we just got finished with interviewing Dr. Chapman. What really stuck out for me was the topic of criminology, because I'm interested in thieves, kidnappers, and killers, so it kind of sucked because I forgot to ask. But how do you guys feel?
I enjoyed talking to him too. I wish I would have asked him some more questions about, just just how I don't even know.
Okay, so
I had this question already on here. I wanted to ask him about what the meaning of medical sociology was, because I've never actually heard of those two words together.
yeah, together, right?
I know what medical is, but not
Exactly.
medical
But I
sociology.
mean, sociology means
I know what
social.
I meant I know what medical means. I know what sociology means. I just don't know what medical sociology is.
All together. Makes sense. So do you have any questions, anything you want to add?
I was gonna ask him about college more, but I didn't get a chance to.
I mean, I feel like he kind of went on that.
He kind of.
We definitely got a lot on that.
Yeah, he did. He talked about the beginning, how it is, as a freshman and all that, being a teacher, the people you meet, the people you should meet, and all that. But
Was there something specific you wanted to ask him, or was it just the topic in general?
It was something more specific.
What was it?
Was Morehouse the best college to go for music theory?
oh, wait, with
In my
music?
opinion.
Oh, so you're interested in music?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay.
I feel like he should have asked that now.
Exactly.
Dang.
But I think that's about it. Anything else that we need to add?
I was very much interested on the topic of teaching, because when I was younger, I wanted to be a teacher because my grandmother was a teacher, and I was like, oh my God, this seems like such a good idea. But then as I grew up, I was like, man, I hate kids.
Oh, okay.
People younger than me get on my nerves.
I mean, I feel like you just didn't meet the right younger people.
I don't think the younger people are going to get any better.
As the generations go on,
it just gets worse.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, there is a bit of people that is
Little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have 1 or 2 people in my class that could be like, oh, that you cool. The rest of y'all.
But I mean, it's okay. Just
bring
focus
out
on the
kids.
one or two people. But anything else? Anything else?
No.
Okay, I guess TCP is about to. Oh wow. Well, I really think TCP is about to dippity dip banana split. Adios.
Bye.
Bye bye.